Welcome to the world-renowned Invest in Her podcast with your host, Catherine Gray. Catherine is a keynote and TEDx speaker, author, executive producer of the movie Show Her the Money, also CEO and founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. Our weekly show of powerhouse women, founders, funders, and changemakers is sure to inspire you. Let's go.
Welcome to this week's episode of Invest in Her. I'm your host, Catherine Gray, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. Also, the executive producer of Show Her the Money movie that's out now. You can check out our website and see where it's playing near you. As you know, every week we have on fabulous women doing amazing things in the world. Today is no different. So let's welcome our guest. She is the co-founder of Women in Cloud. Please give a welcome to Chai. Chai, I'm going to let you tell everybody your last name, your full name.
Thank you, Catherine, for having me. So excited to be on your podcast. My last name, I go by Chaitra Vedullapalli. It's a tongue twister for sure.
Now everybody, I'm off the hook. Everybody knows why I allowed you to introduce yourself. So I call you Chai. So Chai, I am so interested to find out about your background, how you got into cloud and tech. You are such a trailblazer in this arena. I want to mention that you are one of the only women that help hyperscale women's technologies. And we're going to talk about what that means, but basically you align emerging technologies with major tech companies. That is super exciting, and I can't wait to get to that. But first, let's talk about your background. Where you're from and how did you get into tech?
Catherine, I actually grew up in India and I did my electrical engineering, and my destiny was to be a housewife. And I chose that path, and I agreed with my parents that, okay, fine, I'll do that one. Got married and moved to US. And my husband, after seeing me for 2.5 years, staying at home, he's like, this is not for you. You will just go kill all your creativity on just doing the housework. This is not for you. So during the
Let me just stop you there and say, I love him already. Okay. What's his name?
His name is Ram.
Oh my gosh, amazing. I love him. That is so wonderful that he tapped into that for you. No wonder you've been married for what, 30 years?
Yes, 30 years.
That doesn't look possible, Chai. You look like you're 30 years old. So, but I'll believe you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, he was definitely one of the strongest allies and sponsor for me. And even when I was at home, we would do things that would be very extraordinarily different than a normal couple. So he's like, no, I think you need to do something which will get you to do what you love to do. So during that time, it was 1995, and I saw like a story about Microsoft, and they said this particular personal computing technology, Windows 95, will democratize to 1 billion people, this technology. And I'm sitting there, how can a technology like that can democratize to 1 billion people? That's like a size of India. The only thing that has been done is electricity. And how is that even possible? So that kind of piqued my interest into technology. And I said, I want to go into that. And I never looked back. And it was probably the best decision I made.
Absolutely. So tell me about how you started Women in Cloud, why, and what exactly is Women in Cloud?
Sure. So to give you the history, I've been in the tech for probably 27 years. And I worked at Oracle, I worked at Microsoft, and mostly focused on kind of working through taking one of the most complex offers and getting into the market. And I realized like a lot of these offers were adopted by the partner channel. And then that is what would get, the adoption of the technology really well. So when I left Microsoft, I said, I'm going to do the same. I'll become a partner. And it'll be really good to take a software offer and get through the channel and get in front of an enterprise customer. So now the deal size, instead of 20,000 or 100,000, it's $1 million deal for the whole year. I realized it was extremely hard as an executive coming and doing an entrepreneurship work was not very easy. So those whole channels that was created was not really accessible for women founders. So that's kind of how we came and said, how about we democratize $1 billion of economic access by working with the hyperscaler so the founders can actually build $1 million businesses in the tech industry in partnership with hyperscaler. So that's kind of how Women in Cloud was born. From there, we realized it was not just business building, it was skilling, it was advocacy. We had to kind of pull all the pieces together to really help women understand the power of cloud and the power of AI so they actually can create the economic access and wealth and prosperity for themselves.
Wow. So you created Women in Cloud so they would have a group to be with their peers?
Yes.
Yeah. And what does Women in Cloud mean? What does that encompass?
It encompasses, the mission is to democratize $1 billion of economic access. So we do, but there's 3 pillars of how we execute. The first one is workforce development, making sure that women are trained and certified on cloud. And that one is how the cloud services work, what's the language around cloud, how the technologies are built. It's really a technical skilling. The second piece is around the leadership skilling, how you need to package that and how do you pitch as a solution. So a lot of the thing was focused on the leadership skilling. So we have an insider circle program. The third area was a business building, which is the entrepreneurial stuff. So we have accelerators and pitch competition for securing the funding from the founders or through the hyperscaler so you can build a solution. And to create all these 3 areas to work, we had to create the advocacy work. So there was policy work, there was awards, there were movies and wellness, all the things that really bring things to life. So the excitement and entertainment is also part of the community to do the hard work, which is technical skilling, leadership skilling, and business building.
Wow. I mean, that is incredible, everything that you bring to the table.
Thank you.
So it sounds to me like any woman in the tech industry needs to be aligned with Women in Cloud to get all of those resources and all of that community support. You and I really align on the movie part. I know you all have produced movies, plan to produce movies, and I know you're a big advocate for our Show Her the Money movie.
Yes.
And you and I are aligned on the fact that it is a film that helps educate and inspire people beyond what you could do with any other medium, right?
Yes. And Catherine, you were the inspiration for us to actually jump into the movie side of the world, because what we realized, all the tech women, we love to go and watch movies. And it is one of the places where we could actually let go of all the stress and be immersed in an experience and be part of, understanding the new cultures or understanding what are the things that's not working and have a space to openly talk about it, because you can't talk about the things that are happening, but in the context of movie, you could talk about. So we said is, how about we create a film fund and see if we can democratize red carpet access to the tech women, because that did not exist before. So they said, yeah, let's go do that one. And so because AI was there and a lot of the AI adoption was going on, we said not only just that we are bringing money, but we are also bringing intelligence of how you can produce movie with AI and also be one of the experts available in the market. So your inspiration has led us to kind of build icons. We took it to an Oscar qualification. Now we are like following your footsteps on creating a book called as Iconic Leadership. So it's just kind of looking at how you're doing is to really galvanize a movement in leveraging movie as an infrastructure, because it's much easier to explain the concept of democratizing access instead of trying to give paper after, like a blog after blog. This one was a very easy to explain.
Yeah, I know. It seems like the business world, the venture world, the tech world has not really capitalized on how powerful film can be in
Mhm.
educating and inspiring people. And
Exactly.
I'm so glad that we could light that match of, starting to see a little bit more of that. Um, and I'm glad we were an inspiration for that. And I'm so glad that you're doing this. When can we see icons? Is that available yet?
Yes, it is on Kinema, so people can
Oh,
watch that
great.
one. So we can send the link to you or add it to this interview so people can watch it. We have done like 26 screenings in the other part of the world. Here, we try to bring as, like 20 to 30 people to really listen to it. And then we have an activity on how to really democratize access. It's a very unique concept. Not many people understand. They think it's mentorship or sponsorship, but at the end of the day, for you to make a leap from one industry to another or one career to another, there's always someone who opened up the door for you. You need to know that. And how do you do it is an art. And some people have naturally, they know how to do it, but majority of the folks need to be trained on how to democratize access.
Right. And when you say that, this ties back to the scaling that you do, the hyperscaling, right?
Yes.
So let's tell folks at home that might not understand that terminology, hyperscaling. What does that mean, and how does that work?
Sure. At the core of business building, you have to build a go to market for your business. And the go to market, you can do it where you can create your offer, you can do a promotion, you can do your publicity. But when you do hyperscaling, it's a partnership strategy. So when you are bringing in a hyperscaler like Microsoft or Google, what happens is you have millions of customers in their channel, millions of partners in their channel. What happens is it allows you to go to your specific industry much quickly, and also you have a trusted brand associated with that. So it's called as co-selling, and the go-to-market is called as co-sell go-to-market with these hyperscalers. And this particular blueprint, only the partners who are global system integrators or top ISVs or independent software vendors, they know how to do it because they have come out of the hyperscaler world and they built a company and they know how to do the partnership. So if you have to do that, the go to market, you have to bring four things together. You have to have your offer, which is very compelling to a very specific industry. You have to have is a co-promotion, ensuring that both the brands are promoting at the same time. And the publicity happens where, again, you're promoting together. And partnership sends a signal in the market that we trust this company and they are leveraging our infrastructure to do it. So when you're doing quarter by quarter hyperscaling go to market, what happens is your speed of how you attract the customers and partners becomes very easy. And the way the outcome is you have a better visibility with a structured distribution with the offer. You also generate a much more qualified demand. And also that converts into a predictable revenue without wasting any of your energy. And that particular blueprint is not accessible for women who are building tech companies. So we want to make sure that this particular co-sell go-to-market method is available for every woman building a company with tech.
Can you give me an example? Like, what's a recent woman that you've helped? Like, what kind of technology are you able to do this hyperscaling with, connecting them with someone like Microsoft or Google or Cisco or whoever that would help grow their business?
So we have a founder. Her name is Lisa Ann Edwards. So her company is called as Excelia. So they have built their AI-powered coaching, leadership coaching infrastructure on the Microsoft platform. So what they did was they were able to go into the market as a offer that allowed any bigger brands to go and activate a leadership coaching infrastructure for their company. So what happened was the infrastructure, the Microsoft infrastructure already is safe. They built their components on it. So what they did was they created the signature offer and they added that into the market. So when they were in front of the customers, it was very easy saying, yep, we like your product. You're built on the hyperscaler platform. And we feel safe using your infrastructure. And what happens in the back end of the partnership, Microsoft also gives them all the support they need. Sometimes it's funding, sometimes it is access to people, or if they're doing webinars, the experts show up for them. So all those resources becomes very, very powerful. So this is right before when you're trying to raise your Series A and Series B. If you have a very good hyperscaler partnership, the Series A and Series B funding becomes very easy for them.
Wow, that is just amazing information.
Thank you.
So if there's a listener out there that has a tech product and it's already being used and it's profitable, then they could come join Women in Cloud and get into your hyperscaling program.
That's right.
To help grow their business so that they're more poised to get Series A or beyond.
Exactly. Or partner capital fund. There's always special funds that are available that they can tap into, which is a go-to-market funds. And these hyperscalers have assigned specific funds that are available, whether you're acquiring a customer or you're scaling a customer, there is always investment funds available for them to tap in. And this one is non-dilutive funding that is available. So when you are going in front of an investor, when you have a hyperscaler next to you, the chances of you getting the funding is very, very easy, because the preparation to go through a partnership plan takes a lot of effort. It may take sometimes a month or maybe 3 months, and you have to put all the pieces together. And when you win one customer, the hyperscaler knows that you know what the process looks like. Right. And the funding opens up and all the other funding opens up. And that's why one of the big reasons why women are not getting the funding for the company is they are not building a hyperscaling strategy for the go-to-market. When you do that, you're giving a signal to the investors that you can scale. And if I bring the money for your go-to-market, you can scale.
Have you ever come across some sort of tech company, woman brings a tech idea to you or innovation, and you say, that's not a good fit? Or can anybody do a hyperscaling?
I think anyone can do a hyperscaling. It's a very much a paradigm shift that I want to partner with somebody and do it. To do hyperscaling, it requires you to be flexible enough to come up with a joint offer that works for both the parties. It cannot be just one. So for example, if you're working in a Google ecosystem and you want to sell an offer which is built on Microsoft, I don't think it will be easier for you to get their mind share on it. They would like you to build on the Google infrastructure, and then you're doing hyperscaling with them. Both the parties have to win in that particular offer.
Right. But if somebody wants to learn to hyperscale, they should come and join Women in Cloud.
Absolutely.
And Women in Cloud consists of how many members and how does it work?
So we are at 150,000 members in 120 countries.
150,000 members.
Yes. In
Hi, that's amazing.
Thank you, Catherine. We were surprised, and our membership is free membership for everyone to come in, because we want to make sure the access is provided. Then we have free offerings, and then is paid offerings. The free offerings are usually technical skilling that, usually our partners will come and say, we have 1,000 scholarships available. We may have 100 scholarships. So we kind of distribute that one based on the talent that we need to build in the ecosystem. Then we have paid offerings. There are two types of paid. If you're an individual and you want to really build your thought leadership, then we have an insider circle program where you can learn how to build your thought leadership and how to activate your thought leadership on social, on using all the podcast as a platform or Women in Cloud stages. And the second one is our annual community membership for organization. So they can come in and they have mechanics for the whole year that they can get engaged in a community. And that allows them to be part of the awards programming, online programming, giving them visibility and distribution, and also access to the hyperscaler partnerships.
And what kind of organizations belong to that?
So the community partnerships, I would say the community membership goes to anyone who is a small and medium-sized companies, solopreneurs, venture funds who are looking for founders, and communities who are looking for joint partnership because they need access to our offerings. Then we definitely open it up for them.
I love that. So you also, besides making these connections and doing this education and leadership development, also help them get funding. And you said not could be an investor or could be non-dilutive funding. So you have programs where they can get like these type of non-dilutive funds. Like, explain what that would be.
So the non-dilutive funds are called as investment funds in the hyperscaler language. These are the funds that are available for pilots. These are available for customer scaling, or these are available for building the technology on their platform. So depending upon what you're looking for, we can say, you are ready for this kind of funding or that kind of funding. So we get them prepared for access to those funding. Some of them are plainly, they'll just give you a check anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000. If you need anything about $25,000, then usually it's a loan that you get. Sometimes it's 0% loan, or maybe micro loans that you get. Or they can say, we are working on a go-to-market and we want to bring you in and let's go access to all the benefits that you get. Really, it's a very creative way of engaging, but you just need to know how the go-to-market works with the hyperscaler. There's average of 12 to 15 campaigns that's happening every quarter. So you can snap into one or the two campaigns with them.
Amazing. And so when you co-founded this, how long ago was that?
It was 5.5 years ago.
Amazing.
Thank
Wow,
you.
I've really grown it. And now that I even understand more about it, I definitely have people to send your way.
Thank you, Catherine. That's one thing, is to really build a fund for these founders and then have them access to the go-to-market investment to really kick off their go-to-market with hyperscalers. If we get that one really implemented in the ecosystem, then women founders are going to be unstoppable, because now you can have micro teams, you have AI agents, and just some kind of a go-to-market funding and a hyperscaler relationship. You are unstoppable at that time.
I love that. What a great conversation. Thanks for shedding light on this.
Thank you.
So, Chai, how do people join Women in Cloud? How do they reach you? What's the best way to find out more?
Sure, they can reach me on LinkedIn. That's the only channel I'm very active on. And if they want to understand about Women in Cloud, they can go to womenincloud.com. But if you want to have access to any of the benefits, sign up for the Women in Cloud LinkedIn subscription or a newsletter. It allows you to get every week we are sharing new opportunities for you to be part of. So as an individual, consider joining Insider Circle. If you're a company, then consider signing up for an annual membership with us.
And they can just go to womenincloud.com.
Yes.
Great. And for those today who are just listening, I'm going to spell Chai's name for you so you can find her on LinkedIn. It's Chaitra. And then the last name is Vedullapalli. Chai, I'm going to let you say your full name again for us.
It's Chaitra Vedullapalli.
That's what I said. Everybody, check out Chai. Check out Women in Cloud, womenincloud.com. womenincloud.com. You can find me, of course, also on LinkedIn, Catherine Gray, Catherine with a C, Gray with an A. Check out our movie site, showherthemoneymovie.com, and also our sheangelinvestors.com site, where we have lots of resources. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to tune in today. Chai, thanks for taking the time to interview us and shed some light on hyperscaling and all the exciting things that you're doing in this space. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.